Man.
Hey everyone. I'm just waiting for uh, to get some people in before we start our Let's Talk Tuesday. I hope everyone had an amazing Tuesday. Ready for the weekend already, and we just started. Oh, I'm so excited about my Let's Talk Tuesdays. I'm so excited about my Let's Talk Tuesdays. And only because it helps me connect to you guys and have you into my world a little bit. And hey, hey, my queens. I just wanted to come on here once again to Let's Talk Tuesday. And I wanted to do just a little recap on the three elements that have really helped me get along in life, to help me get through a lot of situations in my life. And last week we spoke on spirit, and I'm just going to do a little recap of what spirit was and how it began. And then after I do that on spirit, I want to get into mind. But I also want to, before I get into mind, I want to give you a little insight on what I went through, as far as health wise, to get to the stage that I am right now. So last week I spoke on spirit, and the acronym for spirit was S is for speak upon what you want and need. The P is put your plan into action. I is igniting the fire in you. R is for research. The other I is incorporate the things you need for what you asked for. And the T is to talk to someone that specializes in your wants and your needs. And like I said, before I get into mind, the acronym of mind is to meditate, then look at the insight, and then navigate, and then the destination. But I want to give you guys a little synopsis of what brought me to this point of spirit, mind, and body. For the longest, I wasn't able to release weight. And another thing to recap, I use the term release rather than lose weight, because when you lose something, that is the intent to find it again. But once you release it, that means that you never want it to return. So that's why I always emphasize release weight. But for the longest, I was obese. I was obese. And I knew something was wrong with me. But I had to go through three different doctors before someone finally heard me. And first, I was exhausted. I was always tired. I was cold. I always had headaches. My hair was falling out. My eyebrow hair was falling out. My eyelashes was falling out. I was a complete mess, and I knew something was wrong, but no one would diagnose me with anything. They always said I was okay. I was okay. Went into the first doctor, said I was okay. So I said I knew something was wrong. I need somebody to hear me. So I went to a second doctor. Second doctor said, she checked my blood work. She said everything was fine. I said everything is not fine. We need to dig a little deeper. She dug a little deeper and found out that I had an enlarged thyroid, which is your gland here, and that my hormones were all off whack. But she checked my thyroid levels, and my thyroid levels were fine, she said. I said, okay. Um, After that, this particular doctor, she left the practice. So I had to search for someone else. So I did. I searched for someone that is actually an hour away from where I live, because I said that when I do find someone else, I'm going to make sure that they listen to me. Because one thing that I know for sure, that when you are looking for someone to help you with your health, you are paying them. They work for you. So you have to go out and you have to find someone that is willing to do the extra mile because you are paying them. So what I did was, once I found that doctor said that my thyroid levels were fine once again. And I said to her that we need to do more blood work because I am exhausted. I have hair falling out. I'm cold. I have a lot of these issues and something is going on. And I want to know what's going on. So she listened to me. She heard me and she dug a little deeper. And it took about 6 to 8 weeks. And when I went back to her, she found out that I had Hashimoto's. And Hashimoto's is an autoimmune disease. And when she told me about that, she gave me research on it. And once she gave me the research on it, I also did my own research. So, what brought me to spirit, mind, and body is, and it has to be in that order. And because I say in that order is because we have to speak it. That's the spirit. We have to speak to the spirit, the God, the heavens, and that's what I call is my God. I spoke and asked for that help because I had no idea what was going on. And that's what led me to where I had to go in to find doctors, do the research and all that. So that's how that came about. So once I went through the spirit, and once I realized what was going on with me, that's when I focused on the mind part. And the mind part was meditation. And a lot of people don't realize the importance of meditation. Prayer is talking to God, but meditation is listening and hearing what God has to say to you. So when I went into mind, and that's what I want to talk about today, the M is for meditate. And when you meditate, some people feel like that when they meditate, they have to go into this little sacred room and, and just that is going to be the substance of what makes God, what makes you hear God, but it's not. Where I go, and for a minute there, I thought it was funny because there's really not a closed off place. I like open spaces. I like, light and, all this in my home. So what I did was I took a little corner in my closet with all my clothes and shoes, moved them to one side. One side, I have a little table with all my little candles, and I sit on my little yoga mat, and I am not crossing my legs because they work that hard yet. But I actually sit there and that's how I pray and meditate. Just my own little closet. And when I get in there, I really concentrate on prayer because when you pray, you got to make sure that you're praying with whatever you want. You have to pray it with conviction because sometimes we pray and we pray as if it's just a routine. And God is like, okay, until you prove to me that this is what you're really wanting, then I'm not going to be that one to give it to you because you may not be ready to accept whatever it is. And that's how it was for me with the Hashimoto's, because for me, knowing that I had a disorder, I didn't know which way to go. So once I got into the meditation, then God spoke to me and I heard what he said. I took that and got the insight on how I needed to go after whatever it is I asked for. And once I did that and I got into um, type of foods that I needed, foods that were going to help me get into it, because this also reflects on spirit. It all rolls into one and leads into the whole body. And once I got in the insight on the certain foods I needed to eat, foods that were going to help my Hashimoto's, help my what am I trying to say? Help my hormones. I needed to go into deeper things because Like I said before, all foods aren't created equal, and I needed to see what worked for me. So then, once I got the insight, I had to take that information and navigate it to the resources that I need in order to get me to where I was going to be able to see the releasing of the weight. Once I got that navigation took me to the destination that I needed to go. And that destination was that I needed to find um, the proper nutrition, like I said. But I dug deeper into going into getting my own certification in nutrition because I wanted to see what other avenues that could take me to where I could release it and release it at a pace that was good for me. And once I started to see that, I didn't need to increase. I'm on medication, but I'm on the very lowest dosage that there is. And my doctor said that I'm the second patient that she's had that hasn't increased their dosage. And for some reason, people tend to want to increase the dosage because when you increase it, it helps you release weight quicker, but you still are not getting to the root of what is causing your thyroid to act the way that it's acting. So I said I didn't want to increase my dosage. I wanted to find something natural, holistic, that was going to help me release the weight and release it to where it was going to continuously stay off. And that is where I am today. Uh, did the mind, did the spirit, did the mind. And once we get into the body and wrap all of this up, I want to also show you guys how it is also incorporated into your everyday life, because that's what it was really helping me then. The spirit, mind, and body in that order was helping me get through situations that I was going through in my life. And I want to be able to share those things with you as well, because even though we have trials and tribulations, a lot of us tend to seek them in a different way. But what we do is we focus on whoever else is in that situation, whoever is in that situation, and we forget about us. We forget about, okay, I may have, I got a headache. I wonder if my blood pressure is up. Oh, I haven't drunk enough water. Oh, do I need to put in more greens? What do I need to do? And a lot of us tend to lose that. So what I want to do is show you guys that in the order of spirit, mind, and body, it is going to allow you to connect back to you in that order if we follow it, even throughout any situation in my life, in our life, because it helped me in mine, and I wanted to be able to help you in yours as well. So if we have any questions tonight on just that part, and like I said, the mind is meditate, get the insight. Once you get the insight, you're going to navigate that insight to all your resources. Then once you get that navigation, you're going to go to the destination that you need to be, and that is the destination of releasing that weight. So if you have any questions right now regarding anything, like I said, this is not just about the spirit, mind, and body elements are not just about releasing weight. It is about situations in your life as well, that it really, really helps you to get ideas on ways to help you connect back to you. So I'm going to just take a look at some questions right now and see if I see any. Hi, Riding with Chevy. Hi, T. Holbert. You are just amazing. You are everywhere, and I truly, truly appreciate you. Okay, let me slide up here. I'm just looking and sliding. Why is it not sliding? Oh, there it is. Okay. Hey, son. Dejan, the artist, as you guys know him as. Let's see. Thank you, Meg. Make sure y'all hit that like and share button. Oh, thank you, T. Hobart. Yeah, I'm working my way through it. I'm working my way through it. Mm. I have a question on what made me start taking the medication. Well, what made me start is because I really didn't know what avenue to take because all of this was new to me. So at the point, just like everybody else, you figure like, the doctors give you this and we look at them as having knowing the Bible pretty much. It's like, okay, if they say it's good, it's good. Well, I've been in the medical field for almost over 20 years and I've been in different areas of the hospital. Well, the area that I'm in now has opened up my eyes a lot. And it has opened up my eyes in a way that when I see people, that's the main fix. They just want a pill. They just want something that's going to just cure it as quick as possible. And when I hear that, I think about even though you're taking that medication may have an effect on something else. So then once you've taken the medicine to help this situation, then it's going to affect this situation. Then you're going to have to get another medication to fix the problem that medication was having. And I said, I wasn't going to go that route. I was not going to go that route. So that's why I said, I don't want to increase the medication. The doctor told me that I was going to be on it like for forever, for life. But I'm not taking that. I'm going to see, like I said, I'm already on the low dosage. So I'm going to see releasing more weight and really incorporating really, really green, healthy foods and seeing if I can wean myself off is what I want to do, is what I'm trying to do.
Read that question again.
What made you start medication?
Read the question again.
I'll meditate.
It's all right. I was gonna let you get because it was a good. You still answered great, but I was gonna let you have.
And what made me start meditation? Y'all, I gotta love my son. What made me start meditation? What made me start meditation was I was praying. I was praying, but I wasn't allowing myself to let God speak to me and me hear him. When I prayed, I did it just like pretty much everybody else out of habit. And I'm just being real. I prayed morning, prayed at night, prayed when I ate. And I just got to the point where I was like, okay, I'm doing all this praying, but something's not going right because I'm not moving in the direction that I feel like that I need to be going in. So this I would meditate off and on, but I got to the point where I said, I need to be consistent. And I want to think, like I said, in spirit, you have the T is to talk to someone. You have to talk to someone that's in a whole nother field, or know a whole nother element. And I have a life coach that I am under. And she is an amazing, amazing woman. And she has truly taught me the consistency of meditation. And when I tell you, oh God, when I tell you the benefits of meditation and hearing God speak to you, sometimes I get to the point where when I pray and I meditate and I hear him tell me to do something, I be like, I can't do that. And I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, well, this is God. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And every time I do it, nothing but good things happen to me. Nothing but because I'm following his word. And that's exactly what happened with me with this Hashimoto's. I was so confused on why I was having all these symptoms. And everybody kept telling me that nothing was wrong. It makes you think you're crazy. And I'm like, I know I am not crazy. I would literally go to bed, sleep for 8 to 10 hours, wake up and come in. At the time I had a movie room, would come into my movie room, sit in the chair and go back to sleep. I'm thinking, I know something is wrong because I'm a very active on the go person and I like to keep moving. But at the time, it wasn't happening. It was not happening. And that's when God spoke to me and said, I need to get an answer and don't quit until I get an answer. And that's what I did. And I put it into action. He laid out the steps for me and I took those steps and I did the research. I did all of that. And now that I had to be an advocate for myself. And that's what I'm saying you have to do. You have to be an advocate for yourself. Once I realized what I had, I said it's up to me to change all those negative things that I had that was going on with me. And I did. And I'm so glad that I did. And I also going through, even dealing with finding out that I had Hashimoto's and I'm working through the elements of spirit, mind, and body. I also went vegan. And I'm not saying that that is for everybody, but I do recommend that if you are not vegan and you're eating meat, especially beef, I really wish that you would take on intermittent fasting when you're eating meat. That is because it gives your body a chance to digest all that meat that you're eating. Because sometimes it takes between 24 and 48 hours before you can digest that meat. And you can just imagine how it's just sitting inside of your gut, your intestines, sitting inside all of that. And then you have a bowel movement to release it. So I really advise you to take intermittent fasting. And I do that. And I do it off and on because I've done it for over a year, almost 2 years now. So I said that I was going to cut back on it because I don't eat until 12 noon. I stopped eating at 8 at night. And so now I'm just trying to regulate it to where maybe I may eat at 9 in the morning and I may stop eating at 8, 9, 10, something like that. So it's not like I'm just like stuck to it right now. I'm just trying to see how it will make my weight release fluctuate and see where I need to go from there. But yeah, I didn't mean to get on that tangent of meditation, but I love me some meditation. Meditation. Like I said, you don't have to have a special room for meditation. Yes, being obedient. Yes, Chevy, obedience. Sometimes it's hard. But yes, being obedient to God will get you to the place that you know you need to be. Being obedient. He said medication.
Another question.
Where am I looking?
On the mind.
Is this something you can do with others or should this only be done alone? The meditation? To be honest with you, I like doing it alone, but I like to give people a chance to see what it's like and how to experience it. So I've done it with one other person, and that was probably about a year ago. But I wanted to get Lamar the other morning, and I was calling him down so we could do prayer meditation, but he was on a business call, so he didn't get to do it. But I'm gonna do it with him, so that way he can share his experience with you guys as well. But yeah, and the reason why I say alone, well, let me go back. Because with my life coach, we have a group that we're now in a challenge where we meditate at 3 in the morning, and then that's one group. I'm in several groups, and then we meditate at 6:50 in the morning. even though I'm on the call with them or on the live with them and we're meditating, I don't get that same connection. I don't feel God's presence when I'm on that call with and meditating in the group setting. So when I'm by myself, I get him by myself. Like he's all mine. That's how I feel it. And but yeah, to me it's better without a group. Somebody okay. Um that's why I was asking for those who have never done it before. How would they know if they are doing it the way they should? You'll know. What I suggest first is prayer first. Do your prayer. And once you do your prayer, I'm just going to give you a gist of a glance of how I do it. When I'm in the closet, I open my phone first, and I have a scripture. I have a Bible book of the Bible that I read throughout the whole year. God plants that seed into me like in November, December the following year. So that's what I do. And then I follow that whole book the whole year. So this year he chose Job. I don't know why Job, but I'm reading Job. So I go in and I do whatever scripture of that day. I read Job. Once I finish reading that, turn my phone off, put it to the side. Then I go into prayer. And that's when I go into prayer of praying for people, praying for myself, praying for things that I want to happen in life, my purpose, and things of that nature. Once I get into that, then once I say my prayer, in my prayer, then I light my candles. Once I light my candles, I get into position and take deep breaths in, let it release it. That's just allowing God in, knowing that He's inside of all of us. And then I just release anything that is negative that needs to be out. Then after I do that, I just sit there. I sit there and I just ask silently, God, speak to me. Speak to me. And once you sit there just in silence, and truly believe that there is a God, He will talk to you. He will talk to you. He will answer your questions. He will show you things, and you'll know. You'll know. It is an amazing feeling. It is an amazing feeling, especially when you get that connection with Him. Once you get that connection, you'll know. You'll know. Next question I'm reading. Good question. Oh, she's been wanting to know that too. Okay. But yeah, meditation, prayer meditation, I'm telling you. That's one of the reasons, like I said, when we would always hear the terms or the elements, spirit, mind, and body, but we would never hear them in an order of that fashion. And I would, once I got into prayer and meditation, that's when God told me that it needs to be indecently and in order. And that's when it went from spirit, mind, and body. You have to speak it. Once you speak it, He'll reveal it to you. Once He reveals it to you, you got to get it. That's where the meditation, the mind comes into meditation. And once He gets into your mind and you meditate on it, He's going to give you what you need and you're going to believe and walk in it. That's why I said mind, body, spirit, mind, and body. Because it is amazing. It works amazingly in everything you do in life, in everything. And I really want to, I'm sitting there trying to think of something that happened to me in my life to where it helped me. And I think I'm going to share it with you guys. And I'm going to talk about I was married. I was married and I had a stepdaughter and there was a niece. He had custody of his niece. And then there was Lamar. And in that marriage, right about the second year, I knew that it wasn't of God. Let's just put it that way. I knew that the marriage was not of God. And when I realized that we were going on into maybe the third year of the marriage, and I asked God, I said, you get to speak it. I said, God, if this is not of you, please remove it. But I need you to remove it biblically. Because a lot of relationships people will get out of a relationship because of finances, or they're just tired of their significant other. That was not what I wanted. I wanted done biblically. And when I spoke it, and we're going through spirit. When I spoke it, he put a plan into action. And that plan was for me to discover the infidelity the way that I found out the infidelity. And how I found out that infidelity was, it was two ways that I found out about it. First way was my son. He was at his nana's house, and he told his nana that he believed that my ex-husband was cheating because he went outside and was talking on the phone. Well, I didn't think nothing about it. Like I said, I just knew that the relationship wasn't of God. So I guess I really wasn't full into it anyway, and didn't even pay any attention to it. So that was that way. The second way was my stepdaughter had my ex-husband's phone because something was going on with her phone, and that never happens, you know. So at this time, I went to her room to get his phone to take it to him. And as I was taking it to him, there was the ding. And there was this particular woman saying, oh, I had a good time in the park, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that happened. So I can't say that I was godly at that moment, but as I was going down the hallway, let's just say the phone flipped out of my hand and went towards his head a little bit while he was on the bed, because I'm thinking this is crazy. So that was the plan of action that God put into, because I spoke it. I want it done biblically. I spoke it. He put that into action. I would have never known anything about the phone or even what Lamar was telling my mother, unless, until she told me. When that happened, that following Sunday, we were at church. We were leaving church, and he was in the room, and he finally told me that he was cheating, pretty much cheating. So here's where the I is. It ignited a fire in me, not a negative fire, but a fire to where it was like, this is my chance. This is my out. So when I realized that and the fire was ignited, all I could think to myself was, I gotta try to find a way to get us out of here, me and Lamar, so we can, start living our lives the way that we need to. So it was like I was looking at apartments, looking at, houses, and trying to find a way out. And so then there's the R. I was doing a lot of research, because at the time, it was just me, and I had him in private school. So it was like financial wise. So I had to do a lot of research on that end, trying to find us a place to live. So once I did the research, and then that's where it incorporated I incorporated the things you need and want, what you ask for, So once I did the research on the apartment, then I went to my at the time where I worked, went to them, and they pretty much gave me like a voucher of, you know, this is how much she's making, this is how much she's going to be making, because I had to do a whole nother shift in order to increase my pay to make sure that I was going to be able to afford where Lamar and I were going to live. So that's where they incorporate the things you need for and what you ask for. Then talk to someone that specializes in your wants and needs. At that time, when I was all of that putting into place, I had a very close friend that said he knew exactly where some apartments were that at the time he was a postman, and he said he knew exactly where some apartments were and then I was going to be able to get in. He had talked to the landlord and all that, and we had found a place. And that's why I said the spirit, mind, and body, it all plays in a part of everything, every aspect of your life. You just got to listen, talk yourself through it, write down the steps, and it will show you. And I do not regret anything that I went through at that time in my life, because I would not be where I am today. And I truly believe that Lamar would not be the man that he is today had we not gone through that. And he saw his mother do what she had to do in the time that she had to do it in, because I walked in spirit, mind, and body. I'm not going to cry. I'm a wuss, y'all, but I'm not going to cry. Okay, let me see if I can take it. If anybody had any questions. uh, I love Mama L. Does your mind ever drift off to something else after breathing and listening? It used to, Chevy. It used to, until I got to the point where when I found myself drifting, I go into a hum, just a simple hum, to bring my mind back to where it was. Some people will do a bell. They have this little thing and you ding it and then it'll bring you back. But mine was when I found myself, and like I said, this was in the very beginning, I would go to the and it would bring me back centered to where it's like, okay, I need to focus on what I'm asking for and listening to God speak to me. Whew, excuse me, y'all. It's bad when you got a director directing you. He said I was getting a little hoarse. I really don't understand the need for meditation, but now I fully get it. I find myself doing it a lot. Oh, T. Holbert. Holbert. I hope I'm saying it right. T. Holbert. Miss T. Miss Queen. um, I used to think that too, but like I said, until I wasn't hearing him, I'm just praying and I'm not getting answers. And I was just like, there's got to be a way that I'm able to hear him. But our minds get so everywhere to where we're, like I said, we're focusing on everybody else but ourselves. But once you get still, and as it says in the Bible, we need to just be still and listen. And that meditation that's what it gives you. It gives you that stillness to where you're able to hear him. We got your back. Me, the T at one point. It was the ghost, Mama. Yeah. What ghost? Oh, the Holy Ghost. I know that's right. It's okay, I'm on your strong. Oh, I need that. I hope this truly helped you guys. Like I said, that I have truly found a connection with spirit, mind, and body, and even meditation and listening. And it, if you can find any little piece, a place in your house, anywhere, to where you're able to do it. And another thing that I hear people say that you need to do it before sunrise. Well, if it wasn't for this 7-day challenge, I wouldn't be up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I, for myself, like it at 10 a.m. That's what I prefer, especially on my days off, is 10 a.m. I just go in there and I feel my peace. But some people feel like they have to do it early in the morning, like I said, before sunrise. But that may be, but I still get the same effect at 10. I tried it at night after I got off work, but that's not the same to me. I don't know if it's because I've already completed my whole day. And it's like I'm sitting there and I'm, thank you, Lord, for waking me up. It's like, okay, I've been up for 15 hours, I don't know. But just to me, when you get up anytime in the morning, before you press on with your entire day, I think you should get and it doesn't have to be 30 minutes. You can get in 5-10 minutes. Start it off that way, just getting that prayer meditation, just so you can hear him, so you can hear him when you ask those questions, the questions that you asked him. And asking him those questions through spirit, mind, and body will help you, a lot. um Saying it right, I was saying it goes through that phone. Yeah, I hope this helped you guys. Like I said, I love my Let's Talk Tuesdays. This is one of the things that God brought to my heart to do, because I am not a person that does social media. If you only knew that this was probably in the making, what, about 4 or 5 years? About 4 or 5 years, I kept saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get on. I want to do this. I want to, teach women how to connect them back to themselves." And I just fear. But once I got connected through spirit, mind, and body, now excuse me, now I'm like, okay, what we want to talk about? I want to talk about, yes, we can talk about, I just love talking about what God, listening to God can do. And one of the next steps that he is, through meditation, that he has said to me is, now I've been on this job that I'm on now for 20 plus years. And he told me to quit. He just told me to quit. He has other things for me. I'm scared. But as I've been meditating and reading the word and praying, I cannot have no fear. I can't have fear. And then when you got a son like Lamar that won't let you be scared, or I say you can be scared, but he pushes you out there on that fear. So that's a plus. That's a plus. Mm. Mama L, you are really helping me. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Chevy. I needed to hear that, because I know how it made me feel and I know what I've gone through. But like I said, there's a lot of situations in my life that it has helped me, and I'm going to share them with you. That was just one. And that was just one that really stuck out at me, because everybody feel like they should be married, or everybody feel like they should stay in it, or and when I asked God to remove me from it biblically, he said, okay, And I asked it with conviction. And he gave it to me. He gave it to me. Yes, trust God's plan. I know, and I'm trusting him. I am truly trusting him. I got a lot of things behind the scenes that I'm doing that he has me doing, and it's like, okay, you said so. So, um, hopefully, the end of this year, first of next year, I'll be saying, y'all, or y'all see a vlog with me walking out from the job because I'm becoming a full-time entrepreneur. So I want to thank you. If there's any more questions, I'm just going to sum up just a little bit of what mine was. And mine was meditate. Meditate is think deeply or focus one's mind for a period of time in silence. And then the I is for insight. The occupancy to gain an accurate and deep intuitive understanding of a person or thing. N is navigate, plan and direct the route of course. And destination, the place to which someone or something is going or being sent. Mind, tonight is on mind. Meditate, pray, meditate, and let him guide you. I want to thank you guys for tuning in to Let's Talk Tuesday. We're here on this channel. We are allowing you to connect back to you in the order of spirit, mind, and body. And I pray that you have an amazing night, an amazing rest of the week. Love you to pieces. Bye, my queen.